Good morning. I hope everyone is having a fantastic start to the Monday. Welcome back, or just welcome in general if you're new. We are back at it with No Man's Sky. Quick, right off the bat, Beauty D, thank you for the follow, and good morning. For anyone who's been following my absurd pumpkin spice creamer dilemma, I've got a different one, so I'm going to try that. Hopefully this one's less awful. It is okay. Nothing to write home about. So, my plan for today is to hopefully... I would either like to get our first home built, or I'd like to find a freighter. One or the other. I'm not picky. Either would be fine. So, we'll see how this goes. I know we made a ton of money last time just finding those ancient ruins, which is paid off a lot more than I expected it to, so that's always good. So I think that's the plan. Now again, I because now that we're back into the week, it's shorter streams during the week, just because I have to work. But we'll trudge on and try and get as much done as we can here. So we'll see how this goes. But it should be good. I think it'll be good. And as always, if anything sounds iffy or off, or anything looks off, just let me know. I'll do my best to try and fix it on the fly. Yeah, fingers crossed that we find a good freighter. I did manage to find a couple wrecked ships, so I'm hoping that they could either make me some more money, or I can fix them up and use them. I don't think they're anything special. I also learned the hard way that I should not fight anything in the current ship I have. It's just not strong enough. It's the starter ship, just FYI, but it's just not up to snuff. It doesn't... Sorry, I keep messing with the mic because it's doing weird shit. It's just not up to snuff. It's not... I don't know. I don't know what it is. I get close, and it just can't hang. It just can't hang. Yes. Let our textures all load in. Good. Trying to remember what we were even doing. Plan a trade route. Don't know what that is, admittedly. I've never had to do that. But I have been to all the planets, so I thought that would be enough to get this one, but... oh well. Our base computer... eh. I guess we'll do this one here. Seek help in the search for Artemis. Okay, so I guess we're going back to the anomaly. Just to get things going. Don't worry, ship. I was talking shit about you, but it's not real. Don't worry. My ship understands. It's like, I'm the starter ship, I get it. It's fine. I'm not mad. I have a bunch of navigation data that I need to use too. I wonder if I should use that. I don't really want to, because what I would like to do is find one of those settlements that you kind of become the overlord of. I want to build my house there. In my perfect world, I would have a settlement on a paradise planet. Is that realistic? It is, but it's probably not going to be easy to find. But that is what I want, eventually, if possible. But as you may have seen with the title of this stream, this is a nasty system. Exotic. I don't know what Quicksilver is. That's cool. Oh, that's expeditions. Okay, I haven't done this yet. Dang, that's cool. This guy's just yammering on to himself. Okay, sorry. Sorry I wasted your time. So I am looking for someone. Where's the space anomaly for clues? I've already talked to these guys. This dude's the best. Asperis, you got any information for me? Greetings, kindred. Again, impossibly, we meet in the flesh. Touch their shoulder. He seems reassured by it. They nod gratefully, momentarily at peace. Oh, that was kind of a wholesome little interaction. Pleasure to see your familiar face. Thank you for saying hello. Dang, they're both so kind. Oh, sassy elephant. Ah, young one, you still roam the boundaries of the universe. How I envy you. My time out in reality has long passed, but I do so miss it. Oh, excuse me. Perhaps you might help an old soul and share the things you've seen. I miss the feeling of dirty hands and hard work, grafting among the rocks and soil. Thank you, little one. You have no idea what this means to me. Please take these nanites. They are nothing, but they still are all I have. Hey, I'll take them. Don't you worry about that. It's crazy how this, like, I don't know what you'd call this planet, is so massive. And yet you can only explore so little of it. Traveler hopes to make progress. Traveler tests themselves. I will help. An exchange. Progress for progress. Or wealth, perhaps. Experience or materials. Both valid. Today. Gravitino balls. Damn, I had some. You have seen much, but do you understand? Not for me to know. Please take this. Thank you. You ready for exchange? What do you sell? Oh, just general upgrades? Okay. Cronus. This guy looks sick. Offer me your work, and I shall offer you my opinions. I promise I shall be honest. I do not promise you will be pleased. Well, that's fair. You shouldn't have to lie. Egg sequencer. I do not have anything for that. Appearance modifier? Okay, so far none of this has triggered anything for this particular mission, so I think we're still looking. I don't think it's going to be anything over here either, because this is just 3 upgrade stuff. Can I go through this door? Is this even a door? Oh. Not that one. That wasn't very nice. Hey, me too. I'll talk to Mercury again. Welcome, Portal Adept. Nod with respect. Mercury returns the nod. There is much understanding in this simple gesture. Not that one. Oh. Didn't know I could go in here. This is intimidating. Hello? You need to select the anomaly mission in the log. I thought I did. View the construction research station. Oh. That too. I thought I did that already. I appreciate that help. Let's see. Construction is this one. Yeah, it's funny. If you do things out of order, I don't think it logs it properly. So I was pretty sure I had done this. What do I want? Maybe we could get some decor for when we finally build a house. A good step ladder. I feel like I should get that, but... Oh, we have 27. We have lots. Let's go with... Do kind of want an oxygen harvester. Autonomous mining unit. Extracts minerals without the need for supervision. Okay. Message module. Well, I guess we could always use a little bit of lighting. Table lamp, lab lamp, wall light. Let's get that. Yeah, this is where I'm never sure what to get. Not that it really matters, like you can find that stuff so quote unquote easily. Just a matter of going out and well, I think I want this roof. Just buy all the wooden structures. Excuse me. Make glass. Do we know how to make glass? Yeah, well, that's kind of the idea, is I do want to get into bases, so that's why I'm kind of thinking it doesn't really matter. I can just get everything, because like you said, I'm going to need it all anyway, at some point. Oh, glass is right there. Okay. Let's get that. Living glass. Yeah, that's another thing too. Usually when I come to this place, I just spend all my points on stuff because you're gonna need it. Why not? Nutrient processor, medium refiner. I think no matter what, I'm gonna want a landing pad too. I'll grab that. Alternate landing pad. It is alternate. Silicate powder in the refiner, good to know. Thank you. Let's grab a wall light and a chair. Oh, hell yeah. Armchair. And a stool. There. Now at least when we make a home eventually we can be comfortable in it. Return to Nada. Nada and Polo drift between worlds and worlds. There are many. Have you seen them, traveler friend? Nada wishes they could. Nada regrets much. Traveler entity is free to make their own path. Find Artemis entity. Explore with others. Travel to great sights. Proceed as you will, traveler entity. We will aid you. Others will aid you also, even if you seek the Crimson Lair. Don't know what the Crimson Lair is. Crimson Lyre. Crimson Lyre, Atlas, false entity. Korvax worship. But Nada knows better. Nada knows where it dwells. Nada chooses to disregard it. But if traveler entity wishes to seek it, Nada will help. Nada wishes you to be safe. Of course, Nada will mark your map with a great wonder. But take your time with your journey. Find your pattern. Seek the others on this station. They have things to offer you also. Return to us Whenever you please, traveler entity, you are always welcome here. If you get the bug in this game, you will find it. Don't take long to rack up loads of hours. There's a bug in the game. I will find it. I don't know if I understand, to be honest. Sorry, Nada. I thought you had something else to tell me, but I guess not. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, gotcha. I think I will. I think I'll get hooked on playing this. Game's fun as hell. Yeah. Oh, we got some living ships. I don't think that's a ship. I think that's a pet. This one's a living ship. That's sick. Hope to find one of those too eventually. Damn, 1900 hours, that's a lot. Yeah, I'm hoping this can be a steady series on my channel here. I like this game, it's fun. And for whatever reason, I've really been getting into these sort of sandbox games where you can just kind of do whatever. So, this one incorporates space also, which makes it even better. So I'm in space. Unknown signal from this wonky little alien. Where? Is there anyone out there? It's outside. Something's wrong with... I tell the stranger that I can hear them. There's a moment's pause. The only sound I hear in the background is a hiss of cosmic radiation. You found me. So little light. I thought I'd never hear another soul again. I really did. How did you find my voice? Well, you know, just random. It's a really chill game and not many toxic players compared to other games. Yeah, I know. It's for whatever reason, it's just not one of those games where you get a lot of people who are toxic or shitty. Just like it's just chill. It's hard not to be chill when you play this game. Excuse me. I tell the stranger about the abandoned shipwreck and how I found their communicator ID in the distress beacon. I begin to mention the anomalous space station, but they cut me off. It's outside, but I think I'm safe. Ominous. There are 16 of them. They just look just like... Ah, the 16 again. Fear and confusion dance within the eyes of the stranger. After a few moments of silence, they turn to me, imploring. You don't know who you are, do you? It lied to me. It lied to all of... The sound cuts out, but their face lingers on, silent, before it fades into nothingness. Ominous. This must be Artemis. They are clearly in need of help. I need to find a way to boost their signal. Okay. So... I need to do what? Locate a long-distance transmitter. Reach the black hole. Okay. Oh, we got something. It's always the irradiated planet. Every time. Yeah. Have you been getting the exosuit slots from the space stations? No, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I will definitely do that now. Because I have an abysmal storage capacity. So I will definitely do that as soon as I check this out. And actually, now that you mention that, because I've played this a little bit before, now that you mention that, that does sound familiar. So thank you for reminding me of that, because, yeah, yikes. I am here. At least it's not raining acid this time. Oh, I still don't... I don't know what this is. Don't even remember getting that. Oh, trust me. I know, ship. I know. They're next to the appearance modifier in the space station, and you can also get another one in the anomaly next to the exosuit upgrade vendor. So every new system you visit, you can get 2. Oh. Damn, that would be nice. I appreciate you reminding me of that. Thank you. What is this? Okay. Yes, it has been a bit of a a bit of a dilemma for sure. Why do I have this? I literally have no clue what these things are. But I have a bunch of them for some reason. I'll take it, that's cool. Anyway. Let's head up the stairs here. Oh. When I walked up to that, I didn't think it would be as primitive as the ladder. But here we are. Yep, this looks like the place. Charge equipment with catalytic elements. Here, you can have this. Holo terminus activated. Multiple signal sources available. The tower hosts a powerful transmitter designed to facilitate holographic communication across long distances. The extra power should allow me to re-establish the connection to Artemis. I tried to locate Artemis's frequency, uploading the data from our previous communication. Got him. Oh, Artemis, you're taller than I expected. Rust can be refined into ferrite dust, and the slim and goop. Oh yeah, I did know that. Yeah, the rusty metal I don't really care about because it's just ferrite. But yeah, the slime being converted into nanites is nice. Who's there? You. It's you again, isn't it? You really are real, aren't you? You aren't a dream? Frickin' hope so. I'm sorry. It's hard to think here. Something's wrong with the blank. It's easy to create a better reality when you have to. I thought you might be a dream. I'm sorry. I haven't heard another voice in so long. Not since I cut the speaker from my exosuit. It said such terrible things. Ooh. It's not good. Let's go with who? Stranger smiles through the static. I'm just like you. You are a traveler of worlds, aren't you? What do you mean? They do not respond with speech. They transmit a vision, a red star in a fragile world. I do not understand the shapes within, the whispers. I see life forms scattered to far reaches of the galaxies. I see this strange first breath, yearning for the stars. I see myself slumbering in the crimson void, waiting for a dream of worlds. And through the darkness, I hear it said. Anomaly detected. Designation, Traveler. Awaken. Later in the game, you will just get rid of it all. Alright. Well, I'm guessing once you have everything purchased, you don't need nanites or anything anymore. That makes no difference. What I showed you just now, it has haunted me since I awoke. You must recognize it too. We are the travelers, discoverers of worlds. From the moment you opened your eyes, you must have known you were not like the others. So did I. Before I became transit here, I was on a journey too, to finally meet. It cannot be a coincidence that you found this signal. Tell me, you still have the data log from that crashed ship? Yes. I upload my exosuit's records, including the strange transmission I received and the data I found at the crashed vessel. Much of my equipment is damaged. I am alone on foot, stranded on a sunless world. I don't even know how your signal is reaching me, but this ship you found, it belonged to me once. Perhaps there's hope after all. Yeah, well, it's mine now. So you can hitch a ride, but then after that, it's done. We need to work out where we both are. If you build signal boosters across the system, we should be able to triangulate your position. I'll be able to find my way out. You'll get all the answers you seek. Alright. Thank you, Traveler. You are going to save my life. You're going to find me. I mean, I hope so. Build a signal booster. Oh, I can't just go down. In case you don't know, an easy credit earner is to attack system freighters in pirate-controlled systems and sell what you get in normal systems. No sentinels to attack you. I mean, I like that. I definitely need to upgrade my fighting capacity or just get a better ship, because I'm either really bad at starfighting or I just haven't... The ship sucks at it. So that's coming, but we're not there quite yet. Hey, get along, you two. Damn. Build a signal booster. Plating and nanotubules. Let's crap around. Well, ship, since you have a bunch of spots now. Nah, that should be lots. Whoops. Effie, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Good morning. Hope you're having a good start to your morning. I think that's all I wanted. Hopefully that's good. Alright, we're doing it. Alright, let's make it do the thing. Afternoon here. Where's here? I'm guessing afternoon. Maybe Europe? Spain, yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming by. And good afternoon. Outpost signal detected online. Navigation subroutes online. Exosuit upgrade unit detected online. Please select navigation task. Well, that's cool. Let's do this first, just cause. Planetary radar sweep initiated. What? It's just like a tiny little thing. It's like it's technically a building. Alright, let's triangulate position now. Suitable triangulation position located. Pick up the signal booster, make your way to the triangulation site. Alright, come on signal booster, let's go. Watching how you tackle the main mission, it's nice to see how people do things when starting. Yeah, it's a little sloppy, but like you said, you gotta start somewhere. And it's nice too, it's nice having people like you and Bogtar's in the, or was in the chat, I don't know if you're still there, Bogtar, but it's nice having people come by with all this experience and kind of give me hints without giving away everything. Like, still giving me the ability to kind of do it myself and figure it out, while at the same time it does make life a little bit easier. I appreciate that. It's nice to have people come through who have all this experience. I don't really know what that was for, but minor settlement. That's what it was for. Ship, where did you... Oh, you're just parked in the ditch still. Good. Right where I left you. Let's go. Okay, I guess we're just gonna crash into the building. Why didn't it land? Ship, you've been drinking again, haven't you? Maybe I was too... You son of a bitch. I was gonna land there. My best advice is just do what you're doing. Follow the main mission, and after you're done, start thinking and looking for deeper knowledge. It takes a few seconds to load sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a very loady game. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a knock on it at all. I mean, when you have however many, like 18 quintillion planets or whatever it is, I think the load times are justified. A lot of things you can do have to be given tips for if you don't just stumble on it. Game does not tell a lot of stuff that you can do. Yeah, I can't remember what it was last stream that I did of this. There was something that someone had mentioned that I should do. And again, it wasn't inherently told to you. You just kind of had to either know or stumble upon it. And I agree with that too. It is nice to make those discoveries by yourself. It's that extra little pat on the back when you do manage to figure it out. Alright. Hello, turtle. Oh dear. I don't know why their running looks so painful. Restore shield. Alright, I'll restore my shield. Hey Holo, how's it going? And yes, that's actually exactly what I was thinking. Uploading discoveries. Ever since you told me that, I have been doing it. Because now I know. Alright. Actually, now that we're talking about that, maybe I should double check that I've done it recently. Fine, I didn't want to look at that anyway. Suckers missed one. Alright, let's see what they've gotten here. Keep forgetting what I need. I think it's a microprocessor. Let's do components. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully it... Oh, damn. There. Now we've got a slot. Why do you have yellow lips? Been eating some hot Cheetos or something. No, that's more orange. The lifeform's eyes widen in surprise when I go talk to them. They lean back and watch for sudden movements. Few must visit their lonely radioactive outpost, and they have clearly never seen anything quite like me before. I mime that I cannot speak their language, and increasingly reassured, the beaked trader indicates that they are willing to help in exchange for particular elements. This looks like an old save from Permadeath Expedition. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. The grateful trader clicks their beak with delight. My offering is clearly what they most desired. They teach much of the dialect of their people. Much? 2 words as much of their dialect? I mean, mine's good. Yeah, I think it's my items, those that expanded your ship inventory. Oh, those, I don't know where I got those from. Can I exchange it? I think I lose all of these upgrades though. You can have 6 multi-tools. Oh. I just don't know if this one's worth keeping. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering those. I'm wondering if those items, I just got them. Someone gave them to me and I just didn't realize. Having a spare multi-tool won't hurt you. Yeah, I have the money. I might as well just have a second one. Weapon management. Okay, this isn't no weapon management. Well, it's nice to have the upgraded version now. But where do I... On the cog icon. Oh. Oh, so it's like when you switch your ships. Okay. Thought that was my ship leaving. Okay, bye ship. You had a good run, I guess. Okay, well we need to... Need the terrain manipulator, advanced mining laser.
Radiation protection falling.
Oh, I know. Personal force field. I have that over here, I think. I don't. Okay. Well, let's start small then. We can do some nanotubules. Once I move some crap around.
Product constructed. Technology installed.
There. This one can live here for now.
Technology installed.
This one we'll just have to wait until we have the stuff for it.
Product constructed.
Okay. Well, that's... What do you want from me, ship?
Technology recharge.
I guess we'll go to that point that it wants me to... Oh. I think it may have changed the mission on me. Yeah, there we go. Let's head over that way. Oh, good. Seems to be a lot of bouncing between these two planets, and they're both awful. Whoa. Came in a little hot. That was not what I meant to do. Yeah, I know. I know it's wishful thinking of mine. I want to build, eventually, I want to build my base next to like those colonies that you can kind of upgrade and take care of on a paradise planet. But, I don't know. Again, I think that's wishful thinking on my part, but hopefully. Settlements, yeah. That's the one. I thought it was a nice plan too. Yeah, I'm kind of holding out for that. I'm hoping I'll be able to come across it at some point soonish. Because I remember when I first kind of got involved with this game, I did have a settlement, but it was on this horrible planet, and I committed a lot of resources to it, and I wish I hadn't. This is just somebody's house, and I'm pulling like a Legend of Zelda where I come through and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna take all your stuff. Have a nice day. There are a lot of nice planets, and not all of them are paradise planets. That's true. I found an ossified planet that wasn't the worst thing in the world, honestly. Stick on anything and you will be able to do it. Once you advance in the game, most hardships will disappear. That's what I'm hoping for. Because that'll be a nice change. And then things already have gotten easier. Well, fine, I didn't want to go in there anyway. Same with there. I didn't want to. Hey. You doing alright? Down there? He's fine. He's just working. Can I talk to you in the floor? He's shy. That's all it is. He's just a little shy. Let's not put too much pressure on him. The trader eyes the facility floor, coughing faintly in the toxic air that followed me through the airlock. You're welcome. They look as if they've been stuck here for a while. Oh my gosh, that's absurd. Despair. Gek trader. Oh, I don't know enough of their language for that. They reach down with their beak and dejectedly peck at their exosuit, corroded and covered in rust. It's ill-equipped for the hostile conditions that rage outside. Well, here's some sodium. I have my settlement on a paradise planet with a base nearby that I've extended into the settlement, and another base on one planet. That's a nice planet, yeah. See, and I think that's eventually what I'm going to kind of branch out to. I didn't think I wanted multiples, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but that's kind of what I want. It's similar to you. I kind of want to have something where it is kind of built into a settlement, because then if I ever have to go there, it's not just for the settlement. Like, I have my own stuff there as well. The relief trader emits a gas packet. The air around me smells of hope. He farted on me. The life form recharges the suit power cells and rewards me. I feel rewarded. Oh, I can't use this. Oh, yes, I can. The observatory hums gently as it scans the sky. The trader that manned it was clearly looking for something in the cosmos, and it seems the observatory may have found it. If I can decipher this beacon's code, I may be able to pinpoint its origin. 3918. I crack the code and find the location within the depths of space. Poop, great reward. I mean, I don't want to be culturally insensitive. Maybe that's just how they do it. The base building limits can be extended if you know how. Google it or look it up on YouTube. Okay, good to know. I didn't realize there were limits, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Otherwise, people probably would have built like massive cities or something by now. I mean, according to you, unless they have. I've looked up a little bit of base building stuff, kind of like on Reddit and things like that, and people build some pretty wild shit. That guy over there is fine. Don't worry about him. Okay, I think I was supposed to build a signal booster, but now I'm just screwing around. It keeps giving me credit for destroying these ships, and I am not the one doing it. It's like, oh, a ship exploded near you. There you go. Thank you. Yes, that was definitely me. Alright, signal booster. Let's find a nearby building too, because what the hell. It doesn't look like there is one, unless it's outside the... There are a lot of crazy awesome builds. I admire people with the patience and capacity to do those. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. And that goes for anything too, like, you know, the people who genuinely make art in Minecraft too, it's just unreal. I also don't have the artistic ability to do it either, so let's not pretend patience is what's holding me back.
Navigational data received.
Pick it up and head on to the next place.
Toxic protection. Falling.
Oh, that's literally another planet right there. Alright, beacon, let's go. Giving me a lot of bullets. It's like, here, you're gonna have some stuff you gotta shoot at. I flew over the distress beacon, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. It's right there. Alright, let's go have a look. Got distracted by the oxygen plants. I feel like I don't come across oxygen very often, so I gotta grab it when I can. It's nice when you get the plants that give you carbon and oxygen, but I haven't been seeing them all that much. Just ignore the explosions, it's fine. don't know if there's any particular rhyme or reason. I always just grab these ships as I go, as many as I can. Hopefully, if I don't end up needing them, I can always just sell them. Oops. Yeah, I've been finding a lot of planets are like that. There's a lot of contention going on. And I'm never really sure how to deal with it. Other than just ignore it.
Product constructed.
Alright, let's have a look. Well, I mean, I'm definitely going to take it. It's not a usual thing to happen. I must just be in a quote-unquote lucky system because that happens on almost every single planet. There's constantly ships fighting over my head and I'm just like, look, just don't shoot at me and that's fine. It's hard to tell just how long this craft crashed here. The pilot's reptilian body is fully decomposed and the technology looks dated. Roast them in the afterlife. The pilot's skeletal hand is clutching something. I go to investigate, but a noise from the cargo hold distracts me. I can't do both? I feel like I'm more interested in what's in his hand. Because if he clutched it into death, it must be important. Find a holo locket that projects the image of a life form that was perhaps the pilot's mate. Oh, that's sad. This, however, wasn't the only information that was stored. Plasma launcher. Dang, now we can shoot grenades at things that don't typically want that. Alright. They usually end up shooting at me when that happens, but doesn't seem to be your case. Yeah, ever. They seem to just leave me alone. So I don't know. I don't know how I got so lucky. They don't bother with me, but it happens, like I said, it happens a lot. Let's reorient ourselves here. I didn't really give too much thought to these ancient ruins before, but when I find those relics, I just, like, they're worth so much money. I'm like, hey, give me more ancient ruins, in fact. Well, this one's a lot less buried than the other one. Oh, this is a different ruin than I thought it would be. All things in the game have their place and moment. I agree. Hey, can I have that? No? Okay.
Radiation
Flickering emblems appear on the stone. Although I do not recognize the language, somehow I can read the history of this strange planet and the Gek who once resided here. The foul scent of the Gek cannot be opposed. The first spawn command all it surveys. We are masters of the stars. Our rule shall endure eternally. The Vy'keen and Korvax cower and despair at our name. Dang, the Gek are aggressive back in the day. I always go with knowledge of the past because you can just find knowledge stones for language. I don't really care too much about that. But the knowledge of the past, that's where the money's at. We'll have a look over here. Sucks as these ancient ruins normally have the Gravitino balls, which they're worth money and you can do stuff with them, but then the Sentinels are on your ass real fast. Yeah, I imagine once I get further in, it'll be less of a problem. Flying too fast. I mean, that's fair. I was going a little fast. Alright. Where are you hiding? There's one. Oops. Just your typical Monday morning digging up an ancient civilization and stealing whatever weird thing they left behind. They are annoying. Combat in this game is not a challenge. Alright. I agree with you. I'm just not very good at it yet. I'm mostly making a joke at myself because I've tried fighting the pirates so far as is whenever they try and give me a hard time, and it has not gone well. But still early. Yeah, well, I have this new tool, so I'm wondering if I'd stand a better chance now. I saw this one has a better bolt blaster. It does way more damage. I will see. I appreciate the encouragement. There you are. Now, normally it's just some old food that everybody wants to spend a lot of money on for some reason, but let's see what we get this time.
Technology prepared. Technology prepared.
Vy'keen books. Okay, that's probably the least interesting thing I think we've gotten out of this. It's still worth some money. That's fine. Oh, let's fix that.
Technology recharge.
this way. Yeah, I've noticed there's like, I mean, I've been lucky so far. I got a couple of purple items, and I got one, I think it was a gold item, and it was worth 3 million. So it's always worth trying them. I like those ones a lot more than I like the, like just learning language. Again, you can get that from knowledge stones. I'm not gonna waste ancient ruin on some language. Hey everybody. Yeah, I know. I got really lucky with that. It was nice. And yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was something like 2 million. 2.5 mil. Dang, I gotta start spoiling some of these Geks. Before I forget, I've really gotta start getting some of this slime out of my... So much of that. Just because I know it can be made into nanites, so I always grab it, but then I never get around to actually processing it. Damn it. Oof. Myself in the face with the mic.
Radiation protection. Warning.
Thank you. Still glowing. I imagine that means it's still working. Guess I'll grab this too. A little boop for chat, exactly. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. That one goes out to all of you. Oh. That's living the life. Pull the TV right down while you're getting ready for bed. Okay. Hop over the little hole I made. Yeah, see, they're always fighting in these parts. Nobody gets along. Did it. I knew I could hike 30K.
Radiation protection.
Hey, where's your front door? It's cold and acidic out here. Damn it. The trader emits a strong flowery scent which quickly enters my exosuit system. I feel overcome with nostalgia for a perfect place I've never visited. I want to sing. Stupid friend. Right. Flushed with joy, I try to signal my thanks to the trader for its olfactory gift, but they make it clear they expect something in return. Here. Have some ferrite. Whatever, I'll give them 100 units. The trader takes my units but shakes their head. Their beautiful seam collapses. Oh, I should have given them the ferrite? Sorry, I didn't realize you'd want ferrite. That's my bad. Sorry, I thought you'd want money. Oh. Get to look at my butt. A beacon sent from light years away flickers tantalizingly on the monitor, awaiting a response. But what response do I give? This one. Yeah, this one. My instincts were correct and my efforts were amply rewarded. Amply. Hopefully it's at least on the same planet this time. It is not. Alright, good. Oh, I was like, didn't I have a refiner out here somewhere? Okay, let's do... Another day, another slapping some slime around. Oh, actually, there is something I can do, but I'll wait till this is done so I can just refine this. Why didn't it refine that last one? Whoops. Maybe I have to start it.
Radiation protection.
Okay, I want a signal boost. Well, let's find a structure. Oh, not even that far away. Triangulate position.
Navigational data received.
Turn to space to contact Artemis. I will. Once it is done. Whoops. This one. Come on, little fella. Let's go. That is the wrong one. Let's go over here instead. Manufacturing building. Sounds important. That's Sentinels. Friend or foe? Hey everyone, I'm just minding my own business. No reason to shoot at me at all. Are you guys gonna be pissed if I do this? Oh, that seems fine. What about this? Okay, they don't seem to care that much. Yet, exactly. Exactly, I'm pushing my luck. If you all excuse me, I'm just gonna... Oh no. Okay. Pull out the gun. Just don't worry about what I'm doing. Oh, they're concerned. Oh, that's a big one. Maybe if I just run underneath them. Nope, that's not working. Oh god. I'm too stupid for this. Get in. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I don't think they know how to get inside. Yet. No, you're not invited. Yeah, I was just joking about that. You guys know it was just a kid, right? I don't think they know it was a joke. They're searching, but they will not find. I approached the terminal, but something deep within the complex was malfunctioning. Surfaces feel hot to the touch. Hidden machinery clanks and whirs, unalert sounds. Temperature. The alarm rings in my ears. A bead of sweat rolls slowly down my forehead. It said something about temperature. Whew. Good thing they taught me the word temperature. The numbers on the terminal display begin to stabilize. Red flashing symbols morphing into a calming blue array of light. Normal operations have resumed, and I have access to the facility's main control panel. I should be able to alter production for my own benefit. Thank you. I thought that was pretty good. I thought I handled that well. Nanites, multi-tool, new recipe. I'm caught between these two here. I think in the moment I'm gonna take, because I bought that new one, so I have quite a bit of expansion. I think I'm gonna take nanite. I'm gonna learn a recipe. Cadmium. I have not seen cadmium yet. Solar mirror. Oh, it's just got to be something like that, huh? Let's learn. I'm not on Xbox. Yeah, I assumed it was something that I could like extract using the extractor or something I'd have to actually mine. I feel like I've seen it maybe in the caves where you usually get like cobalt and stuff. I don't know if I've ever actually mined it though. Nah, whatever, let's just grab something. Mineral extractor, okay. Good to know. I think I have the... I have the recipe for that. Destroyed 5 sentinels. Yes, I did. Okay. Now, hopefully, everyone's cool. Just be cool. That's part of the door. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm currently on PC. When I first played this, it was on Xbox, and it was alright. I liked it. I found the flying controls were a little bit easier on Xbox, but yeah, I'm playing on PC now. It's a mineral in the red system. You can get it with the extractor, same as you have already done with copper. To be fair, I did not get copper with the extractor. I don't even think I have an extractor yet, to be honest. When I first reached out to the heavens, I had no idea what to expect. The beauty, the mystery, the adventure, the danger. And here we are, aren't we? Go to a hollow terminus, upload your data. Let's find each other. I feel like I'm going on a Tinder date with this alien. Oh, the multi-tool. Gotcha. It's funny because after you said that, I had a sneaking suspicion that's what you meant. But I just wanted to be sure because there are a couple things I'm not super clear on. Okay, ship. Alright. It's having a bit of a bad time here. Yeah, I was pretty sure that the extractor is something once I get my base going eventually. It would appear I've already been here. Whatever, let's try it. The surface of the plaque shimmers and shakes with the screams of the people that lived here long ago. The words are unfamiliar, yet in the sounds of Gek anger and outrage I can hear meaning. With each conquered world, the firstborn's resolve strengthens. None shall oppose the Gek, for fear of Planus shall be shaken to dust. We will weep when there are no more worlds to conquer. Dang, these Gek were no joke. Can I join you? I'm actually not going to stream for too much longer, just because I actually have to get to work, but maybe the next time, that might be okay. Yeah, I apologize for that. Like I said, I'm just... probably another 20 or so minutes. Yeah, let's go find some more ancient ruins. It's not even that far away. Dutch Demolisher, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. And again, I apologize. Like I said, it's just kind of getting closer to the end than the beginning, unfortunately. At least for today. That sounds a little bit dramatic. Alright, we're going up just to try and save us some time. hopefully this one will give us something really good. I'm wondering if I've already been here. Fragment, there's a fragment. Fragment, fragment, fragment. Maybe it's just a cave? Sure looks an awful lot like I've already been here though. Which is fine by me. If I don't have to do any extra work, that's fine. Just dig it all back up again. Thank you. Oh no. This cave actually looks a little more natural than anything. So maybe I wasn't here. Why is my team's just shooting off to the left? Grab this one. Oh, there it is. Hey, I'm walking here. Alright, let's break into it and hopefully. Yeah, that's old. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's just all kinds of explosions and fighting going on over me, and this system is wild. It happens all the time. I'm always a little bit scared to take off because it's just like I don't want to get blown up. How about you guys just leave me alone? Sometimes having too much can speed things up. Too much what? Just out of curiosity. Maybe I missed something. Okay. So, now before I forget again, chat was so kind to remind me that I can get an exosuit storage capacity upgrade at every station. As this game allows almost all the cheating you can dream of, lots of things can end. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I agree with that. I feel like there's only so much. Like, the further you get, the easier things become, and it's, you know, gets a lot easier. Okay, let's sell the book. And where did that other one go? There it is. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that that's these memory fragments. Someone must have given them to me because I don't know where they're from. And it's like pretty OP. Like it can boost your ship's class. I got a bunch of inventory slots from it. Yeah, I think you had said that before too. I remember you saying that. So I'm guessing it's just a player with more to give than I have. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, I've got a little gift for you. Gek scent is something. I am certain I have seen this strange life form watching me, tracking my movements. They glance at me innocently enough. Here, have a little present. They accept my gift with gratitude. Let's learn some stuff. That was a permadeath. That to overcome your mortality, you were given those items to boost your stats every time you died. No, no, your typing's not awful. Don't worry. You're good. So are expeditions like events? Or are they things that you kind of do as you go through the game? I inhale, thinking through some of the Gek words I am confident to pronounce. I feel like he would like this. Parallel playthroughs, okay. Perks up at the sound of one of their favorite words. They bow formally and present me with a gift. Cool. Thanks, little fella. It's a nice ship you got there. You have to start from zero, but they are guided and boosted to make things easier. Alright. Because I can't remember, it was something on the anomaly. There were items that you get. I think it was expeditions. I wasn't sure what that was. Yeah, let's see what you're asking for on your ship there. Let's negotiate the price, shall we? So it actually has fewer slots. But it's stronger and has a better shield. Yeah, see, Holo, I don't know. I'm not sure where I got them from. Because I didn't have them. I had them right from the start of the stream today. And I started... I would think I was in this space station. So I don't know if people can just, like, airdrop you items as you're running around. But I have no clue where I got it from. I have enough to just buy the ship. I think I'm gonna do it. Nah, what the hell. Exosuit upgrade. Okay. So, now we can kind of move some of this stuff over. Oh, I can shatter it. Sentinel exosuit fragment. A strange fragment of debris has been extracted from Sentinel technology. Its exact effect upon suit performance is impossible to predict before the nanite foam has fully spread within the exosuit system. Seems a little suspicious. I forgot I had so much space in my new tool. I already forgot what I need. Medic steel, 2 wiring looms. Oh, I need 2 of those.
Product received.
I think I can make hermetic seal actually. I go and waste money on it. Let's slap those in here. Yeah, I can.
Product constructed.
I don't know what they're yelling about over there, but they don't sound all that happy. Good. Okay, now I need to do something. I want to switch over to my new ship, but I have so much crap I have to get out of it. Well, let's move as much of my stuff as I can. Starships. Okay, that's staying with me, I guess.
No free slots in ship inventory.
That's not what this says. This one. Oops. This one. Okay. Now we can go dig all the stuff out of the other ship. Which there is a lot of it. Exosuit. Oops. Exosuit. Sorry, technology. too bad I can't like rip technology out of here. Unless I can, but as far as I know, it kind of is stuck. These can stay in here because I'm unsure about those. Let's do... Yeah, I can only expand so much, but let's do one of these. Oh, didn't mean to get out of my ship like that. Hop back in there. Do one of those. Multi-class tool upgraded. Well, that's cool. It's not what I expected to happen, but... Manifest as a ship or multi-tool upgrade. I mean, if it's... Why do I keep getting out of my ship? Oh, jeez. I have an S-class multi-tool, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to complain. I was hoping one of them would end up in the ship, but I guess that ain't happening. Okay. Starship class upgraded. Okay. Oh. Whoops. We will have to make some stuff for that eventually. Well, let's move some of the tech over for the time being. Okay. Well, almost by accident, we have an upgraded, an aggressively upgraded multi-tool. We have an aggressively upgraded new ship. And we have 1 billion new slots. But like I had said earlier, I gotta call it there. It's time to hit the grindstone, go do some work. I hope everyone has a good rest of their Monday. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for everybody who followed and took time out of their day to hang out for a little bit. I'll try and be back tomorrow morning. I try to stream every morning. Obviously, with the nature of my job, that's not always the case. But yeah, I will try and be back tomorrow with more of my Control playthrough. So if you feel like you have nothing better to do, want to come hang out, I always appreciate it. Thanks everybody. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you later.